everyone, it's Jen from Old Tinker Studio. In this tutorial, we will be learning how to make a procedural fabric texture in Blender 2.83. So let's get on with the tutorial. Make sure that you have the Node Wrangler add-on activated under your preferences. We will begin by making a basic procedural fabric. Delete the cube and add a plane. Tab into edit mode, then right click and subdivide the plane. I'm going to subdivide mine with a number of cuts at 30. We will use the UV that Blender automatically makes for us since this is a flat plane. Under the shading workspace, go into top view so you can see what the fabric will look like as we work with the nodes. Make a new material, we'll just call it cloth. Add a noise texture. The noise texture node evaluates a Perlin noise, which is a type of gradient noise. We will be using this node to add some texture to the cloth. For now, we'll leave all the settings at their defaults. Now add a color ramp. The color ramp node is used to map values to colors using a gradient. Add a third color stop in the center of the color ramp. Connect the noise texture color output to the factor input of the color ramp. Using Shift, Control, and left click on the color ramp, you can see the pattern that the noise texture is applying to the plane. You can change the scale as desired on the noise texture. I'll change mine to 3000. Now add a math node. The math node, as its name implies, performs math operations. In our case, we're going to use the multiply property, which multiplies two values. Connect the color output of the noise texture to the top value input of the math node. And connect the color output of the color ramp node to the bottom value input of the math node. Using Control Shift left click on the math node, you can now see the pattern and color that is being applied to the plane. Join these three nodes together with Control J and then rename the frame. Now we're going to work on the stripes. So add a UV map node. Then choose your UV map from the drop-down menu. This node allows the node objects to be retextured after being rendered. Add a value node. The value node allows you to input numerical values to other nodes in the tree. Add a mix RGB node. The mix RGB node mixes images together. We're going to use multiply for the blending mode, which uses a color scale of 0 for black and 1 for white. Connect the UV map output to the color 1 of the mix RGB node, and connect the value output to the color 2 of the mix RGB node. Then increase the factor of the mix RGB node to 1. Using Shift and Control, left click on the mix RGB node, you can see the gradient that is being applied to the plane. Add a separate XYZ node. This node separates an image into its composite color channels. Connect the color output of the mixed RGB node to the separate XYZ node input. Using Shift and Control and left click on the separate XYZ node, you can see the gradient that is being applied to the plane. Now here's a tip. If you use Shift, Control, and click a second time, you can see the Y-axis, and doing so a third time shows you the Z-axis. We will only be using the X-axis for this tutorial. Add a second math node. Now we will be using the modulo property, which is used to output a remainder once the first value is divided by the second value. Connect the X output from the separate XYZ node to the top value input of the math node, and change the bottom value to 1. Use Shift, Control, and left click on the math node, and you can see that the gradient is being applied to the plane. Add a second color ramp. Add a third color stop at the midpoint. Change the black color stop to white. Change the midpoint color stop to black. And leave the white color stop white. Connect the value output of the math node to the factor of the color ramp input. Use Shift, Control, and left click on the color ramp node, and you can see the gradient that is being applied to the plane. Now change the value of the value node to see the stripes. I'm going to use 35. Add a third math node. We will be using the greater than property, which means that if the first value is larger than the second, the output value is 1. Otherwise, the output value is 0. Connect the color output of the color ramp to the value input of the math node. Then using Shift, Control, and left click on the math node, you can see these stripes being applied to the plane. Add a second mix RGB node. Connect the math node from the cloth texture to color 1 input of the second mix RGB node, and connect the value of the math node to color 2 input of the second mixed RGB node. Delete the viewer node. Then connect the color output of the mixed RGB to the base color input of the bsdf node, and connect the bsdf output to the surface input of the material output node. Now you can change the colors of the color ramp for the cloth to your desired colors. I'm just going to leave mine as they are. Now join all of these nodes together. And rename the frame. Now we will do a quick cloth simulation. Add a UV sphere and scale it down. Then move it down along the Z-axis and shade it smooth. Under the Physics tab, add a collision to the UV sphere so the cloth will collide with it. Select the cloth, and under the Physics tab, add a cloth to it. And under the Collision section, make sure that you have self collisions on so the cloth will collide with itself. Then under the animation workspace, run the simulation. If you have a request for a tutorial or a question about Blender, feel free to leave a comment. If you're interested in learning more about 3D art and animation, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.